Okay, I'm recording now. Hi, everyone. It's my birthday party. Germa as much as you need to. Yep. How are you, everyone? Oh, I missed you guys. I'm a little bit like hyper today because literally, let's have a look. Hold on. 2 minutes before stream, um, as I was setting up, I got a call from the people who are going to do my car repair. And they said, "Hey, you're scheduled in for today." No. Should we just resend all our messages now? No, I'll read them out in order, okay? It's all good, it's all good. Slurp, welcome in. Thank you for the hydrate. Pluto said, "Ooh, fancy." The background. Yeah, I'll talk about that. That's from Seabass. Oh man, hello. Thank you all for dancing, for schmoving so beautifully in chat. Jack, hello, welcome in. And Pluto said, "Whole stream where you must speak in Germa quotes." And then that's when I realized I wasn't recording. This music mix goes hard. You're telling me a sea bass made this background? Actually, I should tell them to make a sea bass the official mascot of CBAS, sea bass. They actually do have a mascot they made this year. Well, welcome in, everyone. Yeah, so I'm a little bit hyper today. I called them back and I said, I thought my car was scheduled in for June. And they said, "No, we've got it here that it's scheduled in today." And I was like, okay. I told them I'm still in Darwin. So in case anyone asks, I'm still in Darwin, okay? But yes, welcome to the stream. It's gonna look a little bit different this week because these are the official Creators Big and Small charity effects, things, assets, that's the word. Oh my goodness, okay. Just a message. Thank you. Enjoy your stream. There you go. Max is so kind and nice to me and just permitted me entry. I should have entry to my appreciation board. Maybe not yet. Hold on. That's okay. I'll get it working. You do have access to your board now. Okay. Ooh. I'll say, I can't see it yet. Okay. That's the problem when you have such a in-depth system. Anyway, that's okay. That can wait. We'll have a little chat first. But yeah, hi everyone. Welcome to the stream. Okay, now that the rats has looped around again, we might switch to regular background music. Regular background music. That looks good. There we go. All right, yes, so welcome to the stream, everyone. So today is the first day of Folly's birthday bash. Um, even though we... Oh, wait, what the hell? Hold on, someone donated. Wait, did it show up? Oh, I need to log into my Tiltify. Hold on. Oh, that's so kind. Hold on. My account. Please don't make me don't log me out. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Bro, where's my campaigns? There we go. La la. Donations. Peak of Comedy donated $90 to get the clay model. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I don't know if that happened before stream. It might have happened... I don't know. Because it didn't show up, did it? Can I resend it? I don't know. I don't know how to do that, to be honest. Anyway, thank you so much, Peak of Comedy. I appreciate it. Wait, we passed 1,000. Hold on. Incentives? Does that mean we just passed our milestone? We did. Oh my god. Okay, we just passed the DM a D&D session. Let me grab my... Oh, it's right here. Wait, that's not the right one. This is the right one. There we go. Well, now I need to update it again because we just passed IDM a D&D game. So I'd better start learning how to do that. Hold on. There we go. Fix myself. Yippee! Okay, so, oh my gosh. So today's going to be a chill stream, okay? Today's going to be a chill stream because we are going to go over my... Yay! Okay, she fixed it. Thank you. Max is very epic, isn't she? Someone donate 500 so Folly needs to add more goals. I literally can't think of any more goals. We can maybe do a third cooking stream, which brings up that... Hold on, let me find it. I got a birthday present from Aries. Are you ready? Because this is semi-related. Let's do that. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Secret, transform, reset, transform. Okay, here. Oop. This is what I got from Aries for my birthday. It is the famous Australian Women's Weekly Children's Birthday Cake Book. Vintage edition. So since one of the milestones was cooking stream, I will suggest perhaps a book. You will probably recognize this cake from the book. There we go. It got very popular because they featured it on Bluey. And you may also recognize... hold on. I'm trying to find a really good picture. Hold on. I'm trying to find a really good picture. You may also recognize these. These cakes are also featured. The recipe comes from the children's birthday cake book. So we have a lot of choices. Folly Note tells you she's proud of you and pats your head. ASMR 2000 goal. I'd do it for free. Personally, I don't like the mouth sounds of like ASMR, but just the whispering is good. Val, hello, thank you so much. Thank you. You remember Before Bluey? Oh, very good. But there could be some suggestions in that book. We will have a flip through it. But yes, okay, dear guys. We'll have a look through my appreciation board because everyone is so nice to me. Everyone is so niceys. La 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 la. Okay. I'm not looking. Okay, I'm not looking. Oh, hold on. I am looking. Okay, hold on. All right. Do I have my Discord? Yeah, here it is. Okay. Don't look. Okay, it's there. Don't look. All right. So, if you guys, I suppose, don't know, every birthday, everyone gets together and leaves messages for the birthday bud. The birthday pud. Where did pud come from? Birthday pudding. I'm looking away from the screen because I have the thread in front of me and I don't want to look at it just yet, okay? All right, so let's do it. Okay, you ready? I'll shrink it so we can have a good look. All right, here it is. Oh my gosh. Oh, my birthday. Yeah, so my birthday was on the 7th, but I was in Darwin. So I graciously gave you all some extra time. Okay? Can I chop this off and make this bigger? Birthday! Yay! All right, let's begin. All right, let's do it. Okay. From Max. Oh, no, I can tell who's who. That's okay. The usernames have been truncated. Whatever that means. All right. Okay, from Max. Max says, "Happy birthday, bud." Thank you, Max. You're the best. Now this is beautiful. Callie says, "Happy eviction from the internal imprisonment, my eldritch friend." Aww. That's so sneet. Thank you. I appreciate it. And like, come on. That's beautiful. All right, next up, Daketh. Daketh says, "Congratulations on completing another lap around the sun without eating it." Aww. Thank you, Daketh. Next up, we have Isaac. "To the abyssal depths I send to you the most happiest of birthday wishes, Folly." Isaac. Okay, whew, alrighty. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. From Jack, I commissioned SBJ, wanted you to look badass. Happy birthday, Folly. Oh. Wait, it won't even fit on the screen? It won't even fit on the screen? Hold on. I can't get it to fit on the screen. Hold on. There we go. Oh my god. This is so cool. Wait, I love this. This is kind of crazy because I really want to make a second outfit based on a knight, and some of the design elements SPJ nailed. Like, that's incredible. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so cool. I love this. Oh, okay. I need to be calm because Junie is in the room right now. I should have my cat cam going. Junie is in the room right now, and she has this thing where if you laugh or like breathe rapidly, she gets either scared or angry. And my brother was laughing the other day and she got really mad. she has put a hole in his head. So she's a bit antsy. Jack and SBJ, this is amazing. Thank you so much. This is so cool. Oh, I love the puffy, the slashed sleeves. Oh, that's going in my mental scrapbook. Junie had a gun. It's the Bloodborne Knight set. Oh my god, it's so good. Catling gun, yes. Guys, thank you so much. It's a Folly Knight. Yes. That when we get to the Darwin slideshow, I have a funny picture to show you guys. Let me just adjust this again. Thank you guys so much. That's amazing. I was trying to think of like a thing to say. Oh, I should heart everyone's messages. Okay, hold on. Hold up. What was I saying? I literally can't remember. I'm sorry. That's okay. That's amazing. Arrgh. From Max. I wish you many naps and even more sunbeams, bud. Happy birthday. Oh my god. Dude, if I had seen this... Oh, well, hold on. If I had seen this while I was still away from Artie, this would have killed me. This would have killed me. This is so wonderful. Max, you're getting so good at painting. Artemis! Yay! Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was kind of... Honestly, that's kind of what it was like when I got home. The amount of times that I saw a shape moving while I was in Darwin out of the corner of my eye and I like thought it was Artie. Yay! Oh, this is so beautiful. This is so kind. Well, I think Max is streaming right now, but I'll tell her how much I love this. She'll have to be a VOD watcher. She'll have to watch the VOD. No, that's okay. I'll just tell everyone directly. This is beautiful. This is wonderful. And the baby pillow, I love. You'll go tell her? Go for it. Go for it, please. And thank you. This is wonderful. The colors. This is. I want to eat this. I want to eat this. I will eat this. That is so wonderful. Everyone's so niceys to me. Oh my gosh. And to think I had a sick tummy this morning um because I was stressed because of my car thing. Maybe by the way, I'm drinking mint tea. It's called 3 mint. How many mints do you need? It's just mint. It's just mint tea. Oh my goodness. Candles, hello, welcome in. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. And a hydrate, thank you. Oh, I don't have my water bottle. I'll have to go get it soon, okay? Yum, 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 yum. More mints. More. Printed on a cake. I could get it printed on a cake and eat it. That could be good. Could be something. Alrighty. Artman. Happy birthday, dear friend. May we continue to share a harmonic resonance from continents away and always enjoy each other's company. Bro. Thank you so much, Artman. I really appreciate it. Eto bleh. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Draco says, Hap birth to Eldritch Ryan. Thank you, Draco. Draco's so sweet. Niffling. Excuse me. Kaza. Kaza says, Happy birthday, Folly. I appreciate you and am delighted whenever you are with the group. Thank you. Thank you, Q. Now, this name is truncated, but I recognize that is Haunted Folly. That is Haunted Folly. I showed up seconds before you said that. You were psychic. Heck yeah. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And thank you for sending me memes, or even like while I was in Darwin. Sometimes I didn't have my headphones on me, so I couldn't watch them immediately, but I did watch all of them. Even the Momoga from Chikawa screaming. He sends Folly joy and had to see the source. Yep. You know the bloop? The mysterious, like, giant bloop sound that that scientists heard in the ocean? That was me. That was me. Haunted Folly says, Happy birthday, Folly. Feels so weird saying that, lol. I hope your birthday was amazing and you got tons of gifts and love. Yay! Thank you, Folly. You just send memes to all those who would appreciate them. Yes, that's fair. Val! Can you see? Yeah, you can. Val says, Happy birthday, Folly. You're a delight and such a sweetheart. Here's to many more years of your eldritch cuteness. Ooh. Thank you, Val. Both cursed and adorb. Heck yeah. Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Is the music too quiet, guys? Let me know. It is just background sounds. Pluto says birth. Birth. Thank you, Pluto. Music's fine. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. From Slurp. Have a Uma-tastic birthday. That's me as an Uma. Uma Pyoy. Uma Pyoy, dude. I downloaded Uma's before I left, so now that I'm back, we can play. Okay, we're all gonna get into Umas. Did I see the Slurp Umas? I did. While I was away. I'll go and find them really quickly. But this is my Uma, my beautiful Uma. Okay, guys, I need to heart. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I need to heart. More like fart. Right. All right, so just for a second, I need to go find, if for those of you who haven't seen the Umas, the Uma. Where is Uma? Uma. How long ago was it? Wasn't that long ago. Where's Uma? Was it in video games? No, Folly's going to lose future jobs for that joke. No! I didn't know. I'm sorry. Trick the fan art. That's smart. Tricks to fan art. Yes, you're right. Okay, here it is. Yay! Uma. Okay. Oh, and perfect fit as well. Almost perfect fit. There we go. This is Slurp's Umas of the Tricksters. Slurm made the haunts. Yes. Thank you very much. She's hit the silly zone. Thank you. Do you reckon I can zoom in on these? Yeah, there we go. That's better. No, it's not, because it didn't want to crop properly. That's fine. Okay. This is Kaza. Hat trick. Very epic. Jose. She's kinda... Anyway. This is... Brad is supposed to be horse with no R. That's so silly, but yeah. Art is so cute. Artemis. I love the golden ratio pin. That's cute. Can I just... Whoa. Oceanic Dream. She's so cool. That's Callie. Artemis. She's so cool, but also she looks very JoJo to me, which I love. He's so epic. Also, I love the rim lighting. That's so fun. Knight of Abyss. That's me. One day I need to actually have hair because that's so nice. One day I'll have hair. Maybe someday. And a little Aries. Oh my gosh. Snowdrop is so cute. But bald, yeah, I know. But hair. I love Snowdrop. So cute. Pegasus, my goodness, hold on. I think this is the best one. She's so sick. Not to play favorites or anything, but that would be a powerful Uma. Pegasus is slaying. Wig redeem when... Ooh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. And then when it comes off, my bald head can, like, gleam in the sunlight. You suggested 6 of these names. Pegasus was one of them. Nice, nice. Very good. Tribulate! Is it Tribulate? Yeah, Tribulate, right? So cute. So cute. And, yeah. I love it. Very cute. You also named yourself Isaac, SBJ, Dakith, and Kusha. Nice. Maximum Static. How cute. I love the little uniform. That's so cute. That's Max. Oh, I can just scroll down. Why haven't I been just scrolling down the whole time? Syrup Trotter. Chibi just makes a good Uma. The Galaxy Ribbon is adorable for Max. Yeah, so good. Oh, jeez. Okay, settle down. Don't get too excited. My voice is like cracking. Nocta, hello. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Though Slurp had a laugh with Dakith's name, you suggested Plasma Streak. Plasma Steak. Although it's very Monster Hunter. Plasma Steak. I hope Chibi's doing well too. Maybe she's out there becoming the world's strongest Uma. Streak with no R, exactly. And I love the characterization of being like a little, dare I say, like a little shithead with like dragon like theming. As a character, this rocks, and as Dakith, it also rocks. And the last one is Typhoon. She's awesome. There's gotta be like tokusatsu themed. Yeah, there is actually. There's one of the Umas is obsessed with tokusatsu. But yeah, I love Typhoon. Dakith is meant to be Chunibyo. Yes. I don't know enough about I've seen that word and I kind of get it, I think. You were gonna say the word shithead but wanted to keep your speech PG. That's okay, the streamer can say it. Slurp leaned into the rust theme of Kushala Daora for Kusha. Oh, I like that. I like that. This Uma is anything but rusty. Okay. That was it. That was a detour. Completely unrelated. Semi-unrelated. But thank you for the birthday wishes, everyone. Is that... Let me check. I'll check at the end of the stream as well. But would you guys like to see my very cool trip to Darwin? I made a slideshow. Middle school syndrome, where they act like they have special powers. Oh, so teenage make-believe. You're telling me that that's like normal? Like that everyone does that? I thought I was a freak. Although your imagination as you go into high school, at least for me, it turned into more of um disassociating during class. I guys, I am 30 million years old and I had a high school nightmare the other day about my exams being like about missing my exams and stuff like that. I am 30 million years old. And I had a high school nightmare again last night. When will it end? You kept that mostly to pencil and paper. You especially loved using color pencils growing up. Yeah. Okay. Teenagers out there, you should all look up tutorials on how to use colored pencils the right way, because I reckon if you start early and you know how to use them, like the proper way, I don't know, there's a method to it. I reckon you'd have a lot of fun, is what I'm trying to say. All right, let's go to Darwin. Yay! And embrace being a kid while you can. You really can wait to grow up. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Never. You're always going to use colored pencils how I want. And that is fair. Darwin! So, where is Darwin? Darwin is at the top of Australia. So I went Brisbane? Hold on, is there a zoom function? Hold on. This is not a joke, I just noticed this. Brisbane. 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 I just grabbed the first image off of Google, okay? Brisbane. So, little Folly flew all the way from Brisbane all the way around, and it's really cool actually, because as you fly over, you can see the coast. They must go like this, and then they cut through the cape here. So it's like you can see the coast, and then it's just land. And then you can see the coast again when you get to Darwin. It's really cool. Anyway, little Folly, yay! You will stan her forever. Thank you. She appreciates that. Did little Folly Night gain any attention in the wilds of Darwin? There was a young girl at the airport who had an interest in her, but I should have played it up some more. But I was also really nervous about the flight. So I was just like, yeah. I was telling her, I made it. If you get into sewing, you can make one yourself. And so that was nice. But I was like, stupid. Anyway, that's the view of Brisbane, leaving Brisbane out the plane window. And then so we went to Darwin. No gimpy gimpy. No gimpy gimpy. You would think that a straight line would be faster, but you have to account for the curvature of the Earth. Yeah, planes are weird. Planes are very interesting things. We landed in Darwin and we went straight to a place called Hot Tamale, and I had these banger tacos. Absolutely banger tacos. They were really good. Go to Darwin. I can recommend Hot Tamale. Okay? Go there. All a conspiracy if you ask me. Yes, of course. And that was, you'll probably see this shot a couple times. This was the view from our hotel room of the sun setting because, hold on. If you notice, Darwin is there a zoom button? No, go back. Ooh, turn on the laser pointer. Laser pointer. Laser pointer. Okay, so if you notice, Darwin, it's like a C shape. So you can actually see the ocean and the harbor on two sides of Darwin, which is really neat. So that was the ocean. So you could see the sun rise over the harbor, and you could see the ocean, see the sun set over the ocean. It was so cool. Very cool. Can't beat authentic. Yes, they were really good. Okay, around Darwin. So before we left, I actually bought a DSLR camera because I've been thinking about it and meaning to for a really long time. So a lot of this is flexing my new DSLR. It was $150 at Cash Converters, secondhand. And when I put the card into the computer for the first time, it said that the date was 2008. So I think that's the last time it was used, which is really neat. But this is a series of photos around Darwin. This was like the first day we went and explored Night Jetty, I think it was called. Some rocks, some beautiful rocks. The water is so beautiful and blue and shiny and sparkly. Sparkly. I love that. These are just some rocks. Look how blue the water is. So pretty. And I love how the greenery grows over the rocky outcrops. I think that's why I took this photo, because I was like, ooh, that looks neat. That's nice. Very good. This is just, I wanted to show you guys the textures on the rocks. There's going to be a lot of photos of rock textures because I love how colorful the rock is in Darwin. Can you stop? Sorry, my phone's going off. But look how weird this stuff is. So this is, down here is the beach, and the water comes up. So this is like here. This is like over here. Anyway, can I use my arrow keys? I can. Beautiful. Doesn't it just look drinkable? Drinkable salt water. With this music, it's like we're on a summer holiday, isn't it? Wow. How nice. How beautiful. This was just a creek. Mangroves. Mangroves. I love mangroves. I grew up around mangroves. So, mangroves. Did I get the photo of the... Oh, spoilers. Okay, what you don't see in this photo, because I guess I forgot to include the other photo, is that over here in the corner is about 50 plovers, also known as masked lapwings. I'll show you them later. But so many plovers. I'll talk about it in a bit, but holy, the wildlife was so interesting and terrifying. Scary, scary wildlife. This is just a statue at a nice pier. So yes, some of the locals did have an interest in Little Folly, but not for good reason. If you can see, there was pooling rainwater in the mouth of the statue, and I was really, really scared that Little Folly was going to fall in and get wet. But, moving on. This is a weird photo, but hear me out. These are just some fish. They were like, so off the dock here, you could just look down and see fish. These fish are like 10 inches. Is that about 20 centimeters? 25 centimeters? They're just small, like, you know, small-ish fish. But this fish, obviously there weren't any sharks around that day, because this fish had a remora stuck on him. You know, like a sucker fish. They usually stick to sharks. But this tiny little fish just had this remora hanging out with him. The whole time we were there, we were just watching. And they were just hanging out. It was so nice. I've never seen that before. Just eating the, I don't know, fleas off him or something. I don't know what they do. And this is Cullen Bay. Really good place to see the sunset. But I took this photo because look how beautiful the water is. The water is beautiful and clean and clear everywhere in Darwin. So why aren't people swimming in the beaches? Well, that's because most places, crocodiles may be present. And the good thing about saltwater crocodiles is that they can also live in fresh water. So they can be in any form of water. Any form of water at all. But not only that. Box jellyfish. I think they're box jellyfish, or they could be man-o-wars. But stingers may be present in these waters all year round. So it's a great place to swim. Looks beautiful, great to look at. Maybe don't go swimming. So, yay. And that was the end of this day touring around Darwin. Just chilling with this guy. This is just a nice turtle. I don't know what sort of turtle this was. Because I saw plenty of turtles, but not like tortoises. Anyway. How beautiful. Swim at your own peril, you have been warned, yes. Embrace the Steve Irwin, go swimming. I will tell you, I did go swimming once, and I actually haven't swum in like years and years and years. So I actually went swimming, which is kind of crazy for me. Birds. Birds. Remember that post someone shared in the Discord that was like, once you reach 30, you start getting really fascinated with birds? Well, I started early. And now I'm putting that on you guys. You have to deal with my birds now. So birds. You got the regular degulars, like, this was a peewee nest. Oh my gosh. It's so cute. Well, obviously I didn't get a good photo of it, but I've never seen a peewee nest before. They just put it straight on the branch. How weird is that? That's his little tail sticking out. But yeah, how cute. Didn't see a lot of peewees. And didn't see a lot of crows. Like, that's so bizarre to me. I thought crows were just everywhere. But I saw maybe 3 crows total the whole time I was in the Northern Territory. What sort of takes that niche that crows have is kites, like birds of prey. And this is just a photo I got later on in Kakadu of a kite that was just like really, really close. And I thought it looked beautiful. So there it is. So let's talk birds. Birds of Darwin. Kind of in order of how I saw them. You got the peaceful doves. Classic peaceful dove. This one is the bar-shouldered dove. They're really cool. They've got like this bronze shiny part on their back. Like it was, they're really like vibrant for a dove. And yeah, really metallic copper color. They're super cool. Super cool. MX Sketchy, hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, I will talk about birds. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome in. We got the silver gull. Classic. It's everywhere. And this was the plovers I was talking about. We call them plovers. Their actual name is masked lapwing. I don't know why we call them plovers if they're actually called masked lapwings. But anyway, so these guys, we have them at home. But for some reason in Darwin, they hang out on every street corner in like groups of 5. And yes, I did see them swooping people. So masked lapwings are very territorial, and they have these tiny little puffball babies. Hold on, I gotta find you the babies. Masked lapwing baby. Yeah. They have these tiny little puffball babies. So cute. Unfortunately, they will kill you if you get too close to them. And not only that, they actually look at them. They actually have poisonous barbs under their wings to kill you with if you get close to their little babies, their little puffballs on sticks. That's so cute. So, yes, lots and lots of plovers. Evil. Evil indeed. Cutest babies, you cannot go near them because you will, I guess, get poisoned and die. Yay! Hooray! But yes, so many of them. My goodness. Here's some more. We got the spangled drongo. I like these ones because you can see them in the trees. You can see them and you can recognize them immediately because of their like forked tail. They've got like a whale tail. And they're kind of spangly, I guess. Very cute. They're just like a blackbird. The white-breasted wood swallow. The white-breasted wood swallow I saw exactly once. And I only, like, diagnosed it? What do you... like, figured out which bird it was because it has this tiny little tail. And it has this really... It kind of looks like a penguin from the front with its colouring. Very cute. I only saw one. Brown honey eaters you didn't see often, but you heard often. Identify, thank you. I diagnosed this bird with brown honey eater. You heard these guys all the time. I have an app that I have all of my, the Cornell bird watching app, where I record all of this stuff, and you can record audio and it will identify the birds singing. So lots of brown honey eaters in noise only. Didn't see them often. And the classic red-tailed black cockatoo. I saw them once or twice. They are one of my friend's favorite birds, and I got a really good photo of one later on. Lovely, beautiful red-tailed black cockatoo. There was also a lot of little corellas and some sulfur-crested cockatoos. But I didn't see them often enough. The freak. The freak. This is the orange-footed megapode. And yep, he sure is. So, I opened up the app one day and it said that this was my bird of the day. And I was like, why are they giving me this, like, weird tropical freak? And then it turns out that they're all over Darwin. I love it because it looks like two different birds. It's like a griffin if one half of it was a bird and the other half of it was a different bird. So these are basically, and it looks like someone squeezed his head. He head too small for he body, exactly. He leg too big for he goddamn body. I just love this guy, and they sound like, we were walking down the street and I thought I heard like a really yappy, like, small dog, like, sort of howling, barking. It was these guys. Reminds me of, you look like if a man and a woman had a baby. Yeah, exactly. I got one photo of them as seen there because they are quite shy, but they're basically, they hold the role in the ecosystem as our bush turkeys. So they're basically just bush turkeys, but freakier. And I love them. Orange-footed megapode. Some more birds. As I mentioned, the kites. I saw a lot of the whistling kites. And then as I moved further into the Northern Territory, I saw a lot more of the black kites. But yeah, I like how you could tell which one it was by looking at them underneath, because the whistling kites have a really white sort of tail tummy area. And yeah, they're everywhere, and it's really cool. And this is a very special little guy. Apparently called the bush thick knee. I saw one so they'll walk around all day, and then in the afternoon they'll sit down under trees just to chill out. They literally have siestas. That's so funny to me. I love them. Like, every bird should just have a couple hours where they just take a break under a tree. Thank you for the hydrate. Oh, I'd better get my water bottle soon. Bush thickney. So I saw them under trees and I went, oh my gosh, those are curlews. And then I typed it into my phone and identified it on my phone, and it told me they were called bush thickneys. And I went, oh, okay, they must be similar to curlews. And it wasn't until I was making this slideshow that I actually found out that they are curlews. It's literally the same thing. We call them different things for some reason. So the bush thickney is a curlew. Curlews I have a history with because when I was in primary school, I was like 10 years old. We went to school camp, and this was when I was in my certified coward years where everything scared me. I had that undiagnosed anxiety. Oh my gosh, I couldn't think of the word. When I said undiagnosed, my brain said autism, and then it just stuck on that for a while. That too. So we went to camp, and it was like 9 p.m. We were all tired, and then the camp counselor, the camp, the people who take care of the camps, they said, okay, good night, everyone. By the way, if you hear a woman screaming, don't worry about it. It's just the curlews. Okay, good night. So then I'm laying awake all night, 10 years old, at camp, and curlews have this very, haunting sort of call, and they only call at nighttime. So you just hear this in the middle of the night. Really cool. And for that, I've always liked curlews. I like them now. I didn't like them at the time. I'll show you a photo of a curlew later. So, actually, do you want to take a quick break before we move on to Kakadu? I am just going to run a super quick, 30-second ad while I go and get my water bottle, okay? See you very shortly. Geez, that 30 seconds goes quickly. All right, I'm back. Let me fix my face. Bloop, there we go. So, Kakadu National Park. It's one of the most well-known national parks in Australia, and I went there. It's really cool. It's really big. It's, I think, the only... I might be wrong. It's the only national park in the world that has a fully contained river system, which is right here, which is the Alligator River. And we drove from Darwin to Jabiru in the Kakadu National Park. So all this green space is the national park here. And we spent a couple days in Jabiru. So it's about a 4-hour drive, I think. I might just be making up that number. I don't know why. We have to drive through Humpty Doo, which is just a town name that I thought you guys would like to hear. Humpty Doo. I love it. Humpty Doo to Jabiru. So Jabiru has got a population of I think 750 people. It's a tiny little country town, and it's really beautiful, really, really beautiful. Yeah, so wonderful. So that was our area of operation while we were touring around Kakadu National Park. So yay! First of all, on the way, Humpty Doo to Jabiru, Folly, you just can't be making up words. I could be, and you'd never know. Maybe Brisbane actually is spelt Brisbane. Vance Death, hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Hello, hello. So, on the way to Jabiru, around like here or something, here-ish, we stopped by Fog Dam. So there were a couple of wetlands that I wanted to see on the way. There were a couple of wetlands I wanted to see on the way, but I will explain later. The weather in Darwin, to me, a person where I live, we have boiling hot summer, and then we have not so hot summer. The weather is so cool in, like, not cool, not temperature cool. Cool as in, I think it's neat in Darwin, and I have a visual guide for you later on, so I'll tell you then. But yeah, so I wanted to see a couple of wetlands, waterfalls, stuff like that, but they were literally flooded out because Darwin has just gone past rainy season, monsoon season. So we came over at the start of dry season, so some things were still flooded out a little bit. But wetlands, I love wetlands. Wetlands feels very, like, I grew up near wetlands, so... But this, like, look how big this is. Obviously, that one, like, little lake thing is not the whole wetlands. This whole area is the wetlands. So cool. Lots of birds, which I will get into. But, I will get into it right now, I guess. Pied herons, beautiful, funny, beautiful. Great egrets, very tall. They're so weird. Water birds are so weird. Little black cormorants, look at their little eyes. I think they're so sweet. They're so sweet, and they make this, like, noise or something like that. Just a little guy that says You love making non-Australians look and try to pronounce Aussie place names? Yeah. All lands can be wetlands if you pour enough water on them. Exactly. Does Greenland count? I guess that's an ice land. That's not right. And the Australasian darter, these guys, they just sit there with their wings open, drying off. They're so sweet. And again, another bird that's head kind of doesn't look like it matches its body. And what they do is they will dive into the water and swim like a snake to catch fish. Isn't that cool? Why are they like this? Actually, speaking of griffins earlier, I think these guys would make a really cool griffin design. That's my OC do not steal. I'm gonna make it sometime. If you are from Greenland, why are you blue? Because it's very cold there. Exactly. Lots of birds. It's bad luck to kill a seabird. This is not seabirds, they are wet birds. Here's another shot of the wetland, and you can see how far it goes. Also, I gotta say, the grass looks so silky. For some reason, the grass looks really silky in Darwin. But look at that. What could that be, huh? What could that be, huh? In the center of the screen. Huh? There's something, some sort of creature. Something. It's a jabiru, a black-necked stork. I saw a jabiru on the way to Jabiru. I was so excited. I was like, that's a Jabberoo. And I saw one, a single one right there in the middle of the wetland. Can you see it? They're so cool. I've always loved them. They're so cool. So they are black-necked storks. They're also called Jabberoos, and that was what the town was named after. Heck yeah, there was also a sign outside of the front of the town that had the Jabberoo on it, but it was, you know, on the side of a highway, so I didn't take a photo. But dude, I'm so happy. I'm so happy I got to see one. But yeah, it's there. That's literally the best zoom I could get of it. And they are massive. If you can't tell, these things are massive. They are not small guys. They are big guys. So cool. Anyway, that's just my little gush for the moment. What next? Oh, this is more of the wetlands, but you can see there's a lot of variation in birds and another kite. And more shots of how far the wetland goes. Yeah. Yeah, what's next? Oh! Oh, what a surprise to see you here. So, this is one of our biggest days exploring Kakadu National Park. We went to Burunkai. What was that? Was that just in my headphones or was that outside? Speaking of, I need to check my phone. Today's a bit of a weird day, guys. I have to go once I get a text message later on, and I will tell you why later. Anyway, we had a couple of, hold on, don't look for a sec. Where is it? Oh shoot, did I not include it? Please hold. I will show you real quick. There it is. Okay, hold on. There we go. Okay. Slideshow, go. Okay. There we go. I just replaced the last picture. So Kakadu National Park has a lot of sites where you can see rock art. And we were going to go to one called Uber. And as you can see here, the road was flooded. And if it's flooded, forget it. You know what they say. If it's flooded, forget it. We didn't rent a four-wheel drive. We just rented a big car. And I don't know enough about cars, but I think that all big cars should just be four-wheel drives. But whatever. Anyway. Road was flooded. We couldn't go to Uber. Which was a shame because there was a river cruise up there that we were thinking about. But we got to save like $300, so... so that's fine. Yeah, so unfortunately we couldn't go to Uber, but we could go to Burunkai, or Norlangi, it's also called, which was another place that overlooked the national park and had rock art. So, what is rock art? It's in the name. This is literally some dating back to like prehistoric times. This is art that the Aboriginal people do on the walls using ochre and various forms of natural like dyes. Like the red one is like iron ore based, the yellow stuff is ochre. It's really cool, and we got to see it. It's so cool, and it's so cool to see different art styles as well. Oh, it's so neat. And like up here is, where's my, go back. Oh, it turned off my laser pointer. Hold on, here we go. Up here you can see like that was someone's hand, that they put their hand up on the rock and then they spray the, well, it's not dye, the substrate. They spray it from their mouths to make an outline of their hand. So isn't that cool? That's someone's hand. And I don't know how old this one is. It could have been 60 years old. It could have been 10,000 years old. Isn't that neat? And it's so cool to see animals, like people, and the different art styles are so fascinating as well. The only thing I'm sad about is that we couldn't go to Uber, because apparently there's wall art of a thylacine, a Tasmanian tiger. Thylacines are one of my favorite animals of all time. They are, of course, extinct. And when I was like 5 years old, I used to have an Encyclopedia Britannica like CD-ROM on my computer or something that would just tell you about animals. And they had this section about thylacines, and it had the footage of the last thylacine, and I used to just cry and cry and cry. So I'm really sad I didn't get to see the rock art of the thylacine. But that means that they were as far north as literally the north of the country. They're called Tasmanian tigers. So they were all over the place, and now they're gone. I love thylacines, man. I love thylacines. I wish they were real. More rock art. I love this kangaroo. Oh, I also took this one because my brain stopped, because I literally started going, wow, they do line art. They do line art, and they didn't even have like a mouse stabilizer. Damn. Anyway, I took this one because I wanted to show you how horizontal, I should say, the surface is. This is the dirt here, the ground. So in some occasions, they're probably laying down on their backs, drawing on the rock wall above them, which is so cool. Yeah, where's the undo button? Actually, I did read something. It's kind of, I've read that it's kind of taboo to touch up someone else's drawing, but you are allowed to just draw over other people's drawings. Isn't that interesting? Like that was their like rules and taboos back in the day. I'd be so pissed if someone drew over my really cool cool rock art, but to each their own. To each their own. This is just a cool looking fish. But yeah, you can see that they sort of just paint over other. It's very, very interesting stuff. That's how graffiti walls work. Yep. Yep. Here's some photos. Oh, I forgot to tell you that this was also a mountain that we were climbing up. it was not that intense, but the fact that I did it made me really proud. Because I have not, as some of you may know, I've been working on my fitness bird watching into my schedule. I've been working on my fitness for the last year. And the fact that I climbed a mountain is pretty exciting. But here's just some cool stuff. The way that the rock, like, that it made this beautiful little just gap. Love that. Very cool. Rock. Whoa. Oh, I scrolled accidentally. And this is just some cool rocks that I like. See, I love the texture. I like the look of them. I think it's very cool. Dad reveal. Here's my live dad reveal live on stream. There he is. There he is. That's him. Oh my gosh, I forgot about the Minecraft thing. That's my ping from when I was playing Minecraft for like 7 hours a day for the weeks before. Yeah. Can't believe that's Cthulhu's brother. No, he's my maternal uncle. But yes, that's him. The resemblance is uncanny. Brother-in-law, yep. But I wanted to show you this to show you how freaking epic this, like, so diagonal cliff face was, and of course the size, the dad comparison. And I should kind of explain the reason why these cave paintings, rock paintings are here, because it's not really a cave, is it? It's just a rock. Is that these were places that were frequented by the Aboriginal people, and they'd tell stories and stuff here and paint on the walls to tell stories. And it's so cool. I didn't get a photo, but you can see in the rocks there would be like these divots where they would make basically mortar and pestles, so they could grind up the pigments, that's the word I was thinking of, the pigments to paint on the walls. And the temperature difference as you're walking through these woods, and then as soon as you step under these rock outcrops, the temperature just drops like 10 degrees. It was so nice. They had the right idea. They did. It makes sense. It makes so much sense. But yeah, he's a rock. And there he is again. He's back. And I wanted to show you how big this rock was with Dad for scale. Very epic. So cool, man. Just so cool. And yeah, it was honestly really nice to be walking around in the heat and then go under a rock outcrop, and it was so nice and cool. So cool. Yeah. And then we got to the top of the walk and we got a really good view of the mountain. The colors are so cool. I actually said to my dad, I said, I wish I could be like a geologist or something and be really into rocks, because they're like so cool, but unfortunately, like, my heart's not in it. I just think they're cool, but not to the point that a geologist would. Cold rock, expensive ice cream. I think they closed the most local cold rock to me, and also I probably can't eat it anyway because gluten. But I haven't been in 10 million years, so I should get some. Dude, I'm gonna buy some ice cream. Hold on. Oh, the freezer's full. Dang it! Frick! You yearn for cool rock? It's so cool, isn't it? You can do anything you set your mind to. Research rocks until you get passionate about them. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, just like the way it makes shelves and the way that it's like rain streaked. Like, dude, rocks, man, rocks. So cool. And also, I walked up a big rock, so I'm very happy with myself. I wish that you could get the scale of things on camera, because this thing was honkin' big. This is, so like, this is facing one way, and then you turn 180 degrees, and this is on the other side. Hi Zernok, hello, good time zone, happy belated birthday. Thank you, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Zernok, I am going to, because you donated for that 15-minute drawing, the day that I decide to do that on stream, I will DM you, okay? So you can hopefully be there. Yeah. Today was the get back into the streaming mindset stream. And I got to show you all of the various birds I saw. So this rock is actually called Lightning Dreaming. There was a folklore tale, and there was actually some rock art that specifically said on it, hey, please don't photograph this because it's like too sacred to photograph. It's a shame because they were the most like well preserved rock arts, but that's okay. I should probably find out. Hold on, I will find his name. Hold on, I'll find his name. Namakon. Okay, Namakon was... Oh, sorry, Namagon. Namagon was a creation ancestor. Similar to a god, I guess, in our terms of thinking. Namagon was a creation ancestor that basically was the lightning spirit. He had stone drums on his elbows and knees, and he would crash them together to make thunder and lightning. Very cool. And then once he was done creating what he was set out to create, he turned into the... Hold on. He turned into a grasshopper. Northern Territory grasshopper. I do have to show you this grasshopper because it is bright red and blue, and it's kind of sick. So, the Leichhardt's grasshopper. So, he finished creating all the he finished creating all of the lightning and thunder and the world, and then he turned into a grasshopper bug warning, there's going to be a bug on the screen in 3, 2, 1. He became this grasshopper. And so when the rainy season begins, I think, and the lightning and thunder starts happening, that is when these guys come out of hibernation and start showing up. So that's what I was saying earlier about how interesting the weather is. They have this whole calendar, which I will show you soon. And you can tell what time of how close to monsoon season you are by the fact that you start seeing these grasshoppers. It's so cool. It's so cool. So Namagon created, I don't know if he created everything. He created a lot of stuff, a lot of rocks, a lot of thunder, lightning, and then he turned into a grasshopper, and then he laid down in lightning dreaming, which is this big rock here, and now he is resting there, and if you disturb him, you're in big trouble. It is a cool looking bug. I didn't see him wrong season, unfortunately, but yeah. So isn't that awesome? Speaking of disturbing rocks, I don't have a photo, but I did hear an anecdote. I went to a visitor center and they had honestly the most Dark Souls story in real life I've ever heard. So for over 10,000 years, the local Aboriginal people have had this whole circular, maybe not circular, but this whole region of Kakadu that they called Sickness Country. Their word translated to Sickness Country. And the folklore was that there was a creation god who laid down to sleep in this region in the rocks, and if you disturb the rocks, it will create sickness. So you're not allowed to do that. 10,000 years later, people came along and found out that there's a lot of uranium here. So how about we set up a big uranium mine? That sounds cool, right? So now there is I think it's defunct now, or depleted. A depleted uranium mine. Just so happens to be in the same region as Sickness Country, where if you dig up the rocks, you will cast sickness on everyone. Doesn't that sound like Dark Souls storytelling? Anyway. I really liked that anecdote. Obviously not great for anyone who lives there, I guess. Anyway, so that was... Oh, there's another photo. Yeah. So that was Borinkai. Oh, and that was from the top looking out at the shelf. How cool is that? It's just a big shelf. There's just a big plateau there. And yeah. So I think that was the end of... Oh yeah, okay. So that was the end of... So that was the end of our little walk around Borinkai. Borinkai, I think I mispronounced that. That's okay. So this is a photo. So remember how I said Jabiru has like a population of 750 people? 750 people plus a giant crocodile-shaped hotel, which is, you won't believe it, it's called the Kakadu Crocodile Hotel. And this is where we stayed while we were in Jabiru. So that's a photo from the sky, because obviously I couldn't get up in the sky to get a good photo, unfortunately. But yeah, really nice hotel. The center section there had a big pool in it. As I mentioned, I went swimming for the first time in like years. It was alright. There was some leaves in the pool. Anyway, really good, really nice hotel. The restaurant in the hotel was like the only restaurant, you know, within 4 hours drive of Darwin. The only restaurant, you know, what could go wrong? We just had a really nice day. We walked so much. I felt really good. We walked up a mountain. What could possibly go wrong? I got glutened at the Crocodile Hotel. I got glutened at the only restaurant 4 hours drive of Darwin, and I thought I was going to die. I thought I was actually going to die. I did not sleep that night. It was mostly a lot of throwing up and stomach cramps. So, I mean, lovely restaurant, can't possibly, you know, maybe can't suggest it for anyone who has celiac disease. We ate there 2 nights. The first night I had a salad, I survived. The second night, they tried their best, but it wasn't enough. The gluten got me. And I truly thought, how the hell am I going to drive 4 hours back to Darwin, back to the living. There was one grocery store in town. Luckily, they had some tummy medication, and I did survive. I did survive because I'm here to tell the tale. Sag no airlift. I was thinking, like, how sick do I have to be until we have to cancel the whole trip and I have to be flown out of here. There was a small airport in Jabiru. But I had one sleepless night, and then I took medication and I curled up in the back of the car because I think that was the day we were driving home. But yeah, I really thought I was going to die. But while I die, I skipped this one. This is that calendar that I told you about. So remember how I said where I live, the seasons are basically hot, humid summer and then cold summer. This is the seasons in Darwin. So we were in Yeji. I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. But yeah, we were there early May. And the first thing I noticed was that even on the radio, there was this advertisement. And it was like, the rains have stopped and the dragonflies have come out. So you know that means it's dry season. And they were right. There were so many dragonflies, and dragonflies was such an interesting iconography that you would see around, because they literally come out of the ground after wet season when it dries off, and you see a dragonfly and you're like, oh shit, it's dry season. It's so cool. Everything is so non-changing here. Some of you guys may know that it was just last year I saw my first tree that regrew leaves in the spring. I thought that shit was dead. Anyway, I just thought you'd really like this. So yeah, we were here in Yeji. Yeji. Yeah, so before Yeji, okay, as the... Oh no, hold on. And like some of it is based on like when certain fruits and stuff are fruiting. It's so cool. And like when, you know, when the green yamage, the green grasshopper calls, that's when cheeky yams are ready to be harvested. Like, that's so cool. I'm starting to realize that seasons are actually meaningful in most times of the year. I just like winter because I don't like summer. Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. Gluten. Here's some birds I saw in Jabiru. The blue-winged kookaburra looks mostly exactly the same as the kookaburras that I see at home, except yeah, they have a lot more blue on their wings. They were so pretty. Just this vibrant blue. Uh-oh. Oh, never mind. Okay, we're all good. Just this really vibrant blue. It was like a freaking shiny kookaburra. Red-winged parrot. I just think he's neat. I saw him when we went to the visitor center. And he was just chilling, and I love his posture. He's just so cute. His head looks like a thumb. Green orioles. Orioles? I don't know. Another bird that you heard a lot of, but didn't see. I don't think I saw a single one. And the furtive weebill. This guy, I need to tell you, I think, yeah, okay, cool. I was at the place I'm going to show you next, and I was looking in the shrubs next to me, and I saw this tiny, tiny little bird, so small, like the size of a Kinder egg, and it was bright yellow. And it was so small. And I was like, what is that? So I went home and I identified it, and it's literally called the weebill because it's so small. Weebill. Little weebill. And I saw him at literally where this photo was taken. This is Litchfield National Park. A wee little bill. He does have a wee little bill. He does. Arthur, hello. Happy late birthday. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. We're looking at birds. I'm going through my my travel diaries, I guess you could call them. Wee bill. So, wait, I just realized this photo's sick. Look at this. Look, that's one of the dragonflies I was just talking about. I didn't even realize it made it into this photo, just standing on that. Like, it's sort of out of focus, but how sick is that? I was just talking about them. I only just noticed that. Did you see a relative of Brad out there? So I went to... Why? There was another moment when I thought... I'll tell you an anecdote, but I swear there was another moment where I went, oh, hey, that's Brad. But we went to a underground tunnel system which was built in the wartime. Really cool exhibit. Okay, so a lot of Australia doesn't really know. I learned a lot actually, that a lot of the rest of Australia isn't really taught much about the bombing of Darwin in the 1940s. Like, I think I remember being taught like once in school. They were like, oh yeah, in the 40s they bombed Darwin. But it was actually, sorry to get a little wartime, little dark, it was actually like worse than the bombing of Pearl Harbor. But the government covered it up to make sure the rest of Australia didn't panic. Anyway, there was a weird vibe in Darwin of like, it was very like war memorial focused, but at the same time they have a strange I would say why did we have to get afraid while I was talking about this? Oh no, it's okay, it's Max, so I can joke about it. It's okay. It's okay, it's Max, so I can joke about it. This was a real advertisement that I saw while I was there. I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I really want to do that, thanks. Yeah, so it was weirdly like, we gotta honor the troops, we gotta you know, it's so important that we learn our history. It was like weirdly like really respectful, and then at the same time there was just posters of this sort of stuff. So everyone, welcome in. Hello, I'm Folly Night. Max, how was your stream? Shout out. How do I do this again? Max. There we go. Everyone, I just got back from 10 days in Darwin in the Northern Territory of Australia. So I am a little bit kaput. My brain's gone. It's Monday Moon. Hello, welcome in. Thank you for joining in. Kirby, hello, welcome in. Jack in the raid as well. That's raid timing for you. Yep. Thank you. I really appreciate it. That's intense. Yeah, it is. How was Another Crab's Treasure? How was your stream? And thank you so much for your birthday wishes. You expect that in the States. We have a Titanic museum where you're assigned a person when you start your tour, and at the end, you see if they survive the Titanic or not. But Australia does that too. Yeah. I do have one other photo. um, in the same vein, I sent these photos to my siblings while I was gone. They got a good crack up over it. Wow. This was oh god, you guys are gonna hate this. This was in that really good war memorial I went to. You walk through the whole thing. You went through the whole thing. It was a literal, like, war tunnels with all of these plaques set up telling you the whole story. And then right at the end was a AI-generated my OC AADFA man who is part plane, part soldier, I guess, saluting as real soldiers' names, fallen soldiers' names scrolled past. And it said, "Lest we forget." Wow. Wow. So that was definitely a bit of a tonal whiplash that you would see often. Okay, the nice historical stuff was pretty good. I learnt a lot, and I do love lots of archival footage. Love that. Maybe we don't need to see ad for man. Maybe we don't need a half soldier, half plain OC to tell me to respect fallen soldiers. Maybe I would just do that by myself. It's okay. Wonder if there's a bonus level where it's an endless mode of the Emu War. Yeah. But let's get back to... Oh, you guys just missed the best part of the slideshow where I got glutened 4 hours drive away from... Poor taste is exactly the words I was trying to think of. It was very weird. It's very weird. Anyway, I guess I don't live in Darwin, so I guess I can't make those choices. I was fighting for my life in there, man. Anyway, let's get on with the slideshow. You got to the final boss in Another Crab's Treasure. Yay! Awesome. Hi, Isaac. Hello. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's move on to Litchfield National Park. So canonically, this is the day after I got glutened. So we did a lot of driving because that's all I could do. So we drove literally all day from Jabiru. We took the long way around to go through Litchfield National Park, and then went home to Darwin. But this... Hello? My whole screen just went black. Okay, don't worry about it. Maybe that was just on my end. Artemis. Artemis is not in my bedroom today, but he is here. He is home with me again, and I missed him so much. You don't need AR to do that. Just go out there. There was never an official statement. The Emu War ended. Oh, well, I didn't include a picture, but I did see an emu, and he wanted to kill us so bad. He was frothing at the mouth. He wanted to kill us so bad. Anyway, so this is Litchfield National Park. This is specifically, okay, this is the magnetic termite mounds. So these things you see here are all termite mounds, but very specifically only in this one, like, this one field in the whole world, maybe in the whole world, I don't know, but this is the only place I saw this. In this one field, for some reason, is the only place where the magnetic termites live. And they make these termite mounds that are massive and completely like two-dimensional, and they only point north and south. So you can see they're all pointing the exact same way. They're all pointing north and south. And they're each about like a meter tall. And apparently the science behind it, they haven't figured out why it's only in this one area, like this one field. But the science of why they do this is because the sun rises, you know, it goes from east to west. So if they're facing north to south, one side of the nest is always in shadow. So they just move from one side of the nest to the other each day. How cool is that? I believe the next photo is going to be a... You know what? I'll just exit and I'll have a look. I'll have a quick peek. Okay. They do it because they ate wooden compasses in the past. Yeah. Yeah. Alright guys, this next image is going to be just a little bit of a trypophobia warning. It didn't get me, but it is like a bug nest. And sometimes they get me. Ugh. Bees nests? No thanks. I don't like that. But just a slight trypophobia warning just for the holes in this mound. So this is what all of the everywhere else. You see termite mounds all over the side of the road as you're driving. And this is what they usually look like. They're more round. They don't. So this is across the road from the magnetic termites, and the mounds are completely different. So what the heck's up with that, huh? This is literally a walk from across the road. On one side of the road they look like this, and on the other side of the road they look like this. So what's the deal with that, guys? But yeah, this is what the regular ones look like. This one, so Mum did this same tour like several months ago. And she said that this termite mound was bigger last time. It kind of collapsed a little bit, which is really sad because they have a literal structure around it so that you can see. So are they going to move the structure? Once they find a better termite mound? I don't know. Hi, Fang! Hello, welcome in. Hi. But yeah, that's a termite mound, but not a magnetic termite mound. And they get pretty dang big. This one's like 2 meters tall. It was probably 2.5 before it collapsed. And as a palette cleanser, we walked past and we saw these 3 galahs. I don't know if you guys know galahs, but they're pink. They're pink. You think you're mostly protected from the emus since you're within friendly magpie territory. I didn't see any magpies either. Wow, so kites must... Oh, well, maybe because magpies are territorial, the plovers take their place in the ecosystem as being territorial birds. Did you answer their riddles 3? You're right. Maybe they had a riddle for me. I didn't ask. Anyway, I love galahs. Literally pink bird. Do you want to see an up-close one? I will Google galahs real quick. Because it is important that you guys see galahs. you go. Oh, did you see Adfaman for a second? Yay! Yay! They're so cool. They're literally pink and grey. Hello? They're pink. Pink ass bird. Damn. How do you spell the bird name? Galah. Galah. There you go. They're so cute. They're so cute. They're pink. Yeah, no worries. Yeah. Glass. There you go. If you've learned something new today. Squawkabillies. What next? Ooh. Pink bird. They must eat a lot of whatever it is that flamingos eat that I forgot. Shrimps. How many shrimps have you got to eat before it makes your skin turn pink? Eat too much and you'll get sick. Shrimps are pretty rich. So this is also in Litchfield Park. This is the only waterfall we got to see. Because, as I mentioned previously, in certain parts of the state you can find galahs with more pale shade of pink for their feathers. Ooh, I love galahs. And they're still noisy like cockatoos, but they're just a little bit less noisy than cockatoos. Cockatoos will scream at 130 decibels and damage your eardrums. Galahs, they're just having fun up there. Give them a break. They're just having fun. So this is the only waterfall I got to see. I believe this was called Florence Falls because, as I mentioned previously, Darwin was just coming out of wet season, so there were a lot of places, there were a lot of tourist spots that were literally just closed because they were so flooded and they hadn't dried out enough that it was safe. So we got to see one waterfall, this one, and it's beautiful. They aren't special. I can scream at 130 decibels too. Yeah, so this was Florence Falls. I'm so glad I got to see cool rocks, and I got to see cool rocks with water on them. Isn't that right, little Folly, who got to also see the waterfall? I promise that's the waterfall back there. I learned that it's very hard to get photos of little Folly without the background getting so blurry that it's unreadable, but you can tell. Yay! And I think with that, I made it back to Darwin. Oh no, there's some more. This is more of the rocks. Cool rocks. Look at the cool rocks on top. Look how, that's Minecraft. That's just Minecraft up there. They're just so, it's just so cool. And sometimes it was you couldn't tell if it was people stacking the rocks. Thanks. Thank you. I did make it myself. I did. By the way, I still have the... Oh my god, did I ever upload that? I might not have uploaded the plushie making stream because I have them saved because I'm going to chop it down and make a highlights video. That'll be my next project. But at the moment, I'm charity. At the moment, I'm charity, okay? Literally, my life for the last month was play Minecraft for a week straight, 8 hours a day, then immediately get on a plane and go for a holiday for 10 days. And now I got to rest yesterday, and now I'm streaming again. Yeah, so I will cut down the plushie making stream, make a highlights video, and I believe the playlist has ended. Give me a second. I just keep seeing ad for man. I don't want to see him, thank you. Wow. Sure. Here we go. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Yeah, more rocks. Love big rocks. I think you can kind of get the sense of scale in this one. Hopefully. With the, like, looking at the trees and then looking at the rocks and stuff. Hopefully. And then this was the view from the lookout near the waterfall. And it's funny because one of my complaints about where I live is that it's so flat. We don't have a lot of mountain ranges and stuff like that, obviously. It's just like, I don't know, it's just very flat because it's very coastal. And then me when the place I live is flat. Ew. Me when the place I am visiting is also very flat, but in a more cool way. Yay! But isn't this cool? I love how it just goes on forever. So cool. This was also a bit of a hazy day because since dry season was starting, burn-offs were starting. The way they do burn-offs in Darwin is somehow just so much smarter than how we do burn-offs here. Because you just drive past and there'd just be trails of fire. But it's not like they would burn out of control. I don't know how they do it. I gotta research it. But there'd literally just be trails of fire alongside the motorway. And I was like, if this was at home, that would have burnt down a school. That would have burnt down my high school. Imagine Folly and Mini Folly end up in a situation like, don't talk to me or my daughter ever again. Same terrain, but in a different font. Exactly. So cool. Oh, okay. So yes, that was the drive home to Darwin. So then for the last couple of days, we were back in Darwin. And we were doing the really touristy stuff. We were like, oh yeah, we're going to the crocodile park. So, as you know, there's a lot of crocodiles. Well, maybe you don't know that the Northern Territory is like basically so famous because it's just full of crocodiles. And with that means crocodile parks. So we went to a zoo or a park, which was mostly crocodiles. But there were some other animals there as well, which we will get to. We're almost at the end. I can't believe it. So here's some crocodiles. Some of my photos came out so well. I was just snapping photos, but then when I went and I looked at them on the computer, I was like, damn, that's detailed. Look at, like, this one here. This one came out so detailed. I was like, oh my gosh. Snapping photos of the snappers. By the way, they had one alligator, and it was sitting right in the middle of a pond with just its little head sticking out, so I couldn't get a good photo of it. But an alligator is just a crocodile, and instead of having like a pointy nose like this, they have a U-shaped. So crocodiles are letter V, alligators are letter U. And I don't want to see the crocodile that has a W-shaped face. A single alligator for the homies, yes. Look, the smiler. So, Not sure about the ethics just yet. It's probably enrichment for them. Hey Clover, hello, welcome in. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So a big tourist thing in the Northern Territory is crocodile jumping, because you can pretty easily get a crocodile to jump out of the water if you dangle some chicken above them. You're glad to see us watching the crocodiles? Yes. So this is my this is the last half of my slideshow of me going to Darwin in the Northern Territory. And this is we were at a zoo. So yes, the crocodiles will you put some chicken on a stick, they're gonna jump out of the water. And look at this guy, the Smiler. I definitely had a moment where I was looking at one, and in my head I was like, oh my god, water puppy, so cute. My brain had to physically tell my heart, hey, stop that. You're leaning into this is the crocodile's plan. It's not a water puppy, it's a killer animal that will kill you. My brain had to physically tell my heart to quit it, to cut it out. That's how they maul you, that is. They're very scary and big. They're so big. I could not get across how big some of these guys were. But sometimes you have to go see a crocodile eating some chicken off a stick to make you realize, oh yeah, these things can kill you. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I got hiccups. You held a baby alligator for your birthday one year in Florida. Oh, I did hold a baby crocodile, but the photo was too like, it had me in it. But they're so soft. They are really so much softer than you would expect. If you've ever held like a lizard, like a big lizard, maybe like a skink or something, they're so soft. Did it beam at you? No, its little mouth was taped shut. So it couldn't maul people. It was so cute. Chicken on a stick. Look, this was a leucistic one. They had a couple of leucistic ones. Oh, but after the baby had been handled by everyone, taking photos and stuff, he started getting really wiggly. And he started trying to get away, and the zookeeper was just kind of just holding it with one hand, holding its tail so it wouldn't go anywhere, and his little legs were kicking, and he was trying to escape. He couldn't figure out why he couldn't escape when he was a tiny baby being held onto. More crocodiles. But yeah, there's they had a couple of leucistic crocodiles. How cool is that? That's like albino, but not entirely. I don't know. This, oh my god, this is so silly. This is exactly what you think this is. This was a clothesline on a pulley system that they tie a piece of chicken to and then wheel out over the over the crocodile pond so that they can jump up and grab the chicken. And it was literally just like an old bike wheel attached to like a clothesline. And they put the chicken on and then they set it go. Set it go. It's conveyor belt sushi, exactly. Zip lining chicken. And yes, I did get a photo of him catching it. But yeah, I guess maybe that's something that not everyone knows, is that crocodiles can jump. They can get 100% of their body out of the water from like zero movement. They can go 0 to 100. Their whole body, tail and all, can come out of the water at you. So you're not safe on the shore. And they can also run, I'm not going to try and do any conversions because I don't know how. They can run 30 kilometers an hour. That's your car in a school zone. And people can only run 15, I think. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so I will show you the other animals that I saw. So in Darwin, they have very specifically two types of turtles. They have the pig-nosed turtles that have a hard shell, and then they have the long neck, snake neck turtles, which have a soft shell. And this snake neck one was following us all the way up this tank, and he was just looking at us and just wiggling. I wish I could have gotten a photo of him in motion. But he was just sticking his head out of the water, just looking at us the whole way along the tank. He was so cute. This is... You know how you go to a zoo sometimes and they have animals that aren't actually, like, in cages. They just walk around? This is what these peacocks were doing. There was, like, so many peacocks, and they were just, like, They were just, like, chilling in the gardens. I don't think they might not even belong there. They might not even belong at the zoo. They might have just showed up. Yeah, free roamers. And this was a nice photo I got. So that's a peahen, and they had a lot of the white peacocks as well. So cute. Meerkats. You'll have to catch the rest of the VOD later. Have a great night discussing your vacay. Thank you. We're almost done, so you're not missing a whole lot. Have a great night. Sleep well. They skipped the ticket gate, yeah. Meerkats. So they had some meerkats. They were very cute. So cute. That was the best photo I got. Birds. They had... Timon, is that you? Did you guys, in the States, did you have Meerkat Manor? There was just like a show, just for some reason in like the 2010s or something. There was just a reality TV show that was made up entirely of meerkat like documentary footage that they just dubbed over like a drama storyline. Like a I don't know if they would like vote off the meerkats or something. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that and see if it was as good as I remember. Flower went through so much. Justice for Flower. Yeah, I'll have to go rewatch it and see if it was as good as I remember. Anyway, so they had a couple of birds. They had this macaw, and this macaw, we were sitting there taking photos, and then we hear this, hello, and we're like looking around, and we keep hearing this, hello, and then we look over, and this macaw, he's waving one wing, and he's just saying in this like, not even like a really bird-like voice, just in like a normal human sounding voice, he was just like, hello, and we were saying hello, and he would wave his wing at us. He was so polite. Oh my gosh. And then there was this black cockatoo that was just so chill, just so placid. So I got a good photo of him. I need to send that to my friend because her favorite animals are the black cockatoos. But yeah, just snoozing the whole time while this other guy was like literally waving to get our attention. So funny. Freak alerts. I still haven't identified these birds. But again, they, like the peacocks, they just lived in the garden. They're obviously some type of goose or maybe duck. I guess I'll find out later. A wild goose. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but they were not placid like the peacocks were. They were very angry that we were looking at them. Very cute. They had baboons. I've never seen a baboon before. They were scary. They are very weird to look at. Quite uncanny valley animals. Their fur had such an interesting texture. It looked like they'd been done over by the crimping iron. Apes and monkeys can either be very cute or disturbing. Yeah. Oh my gosh. They did have a lot of primates, but literally all of my photos of the smaller monkeys, none of them came out clear. They were all blurry. So no monkeys for you, unfortunately. Yes. But this is a dingo. This is a dingo, and this dingo made me realize why people think dingoes are just like dogs. My grandmother had a dog from the pound that we thought was maybe half dingo, and she looked like this. Her name was Bonnie. Isn't it beautiful? We actually saw a dingo on the side of the road. We were driving and we just caught as this dingo, the grass on the side of the road was all like dried grass, and it was like a meter tall, and suddenly this front half of this dingo just appeared out of it and did a big stretch, and we were like, yo. I wonder how many people walk past and think, why is there just a dog in the cage? Like tourists, like tourists. There was another one that had more orange to it, but I didn't get a good photo of him. But yeah, they're just kind of puppies, but again, like the crocodiles, they will eat you. They will eat you. Anyway, dingoes are so cute. Capybaras. They had capybaras. They were very cute. Yeah, they were just capybaras. They were just chilling. As you can see, one of them is sitting in the food bowl. And the other ones are all soggy. Yay! Yeah, very cute. Again, see what I said about some of my photos just coming out really good? This was just an ostrich that was just... I don't even know why they bothered to give him a fence, because he could probably just walk over it. But he was just chilling. He was just looking at us. And it's amazing that there's no risk of him, like, pecking you from in... Because he was over the fence. The stare. Wait, what happened to my cassowary picture? Oh. Okay, timeline-wise, I saw the cassowary before the other animals. Like, well before the other animals. But yeah, this is a cassowary. If you guys don't know, this is like Like the crest, seeing the crest on the head in person, I was like, oh yeah, that's a dinosaur. So they have a big stone crest, not stone, obviously, it's probably keratin, on their head, and they will kill you. They're like the most dangerous bird in the world, I think, something like that. Smaller than an ostrich, bigger than an emu, maybe? But yeah, they look like a beautiful feather duster, don't they? So cool. Literally, feather duster plus dinosaur plus turkey. So cool. I love cassowaries. The curlew returns from earlier, because they had a sign that said this was a bush rock curlew. And I was like, wow, it looks so similar to the bush thickney that the internet told me that's what it was. And then when I got home, I found out that they are also, the bush thickneys is also a term for the bush rock curlew. Oh my gosh, and they sit so quaintly. So that's it sitting in the grass. Can you see its little feet? So it sits on its knees? It's sitting on its knees or something? And yes, they do scream like ghosts when you are 10 years old at school camp. They scream like ghosts. Thank you, curlews. But I am very fond of them. They're so cute. They're so cute. This is the one kangaroo that I saw on the whole trip, because Darwin actually, Darwin is more, they have black wallaroos. So this single kangaroo in the zoo was the only kangaroo I got a photo of, so I took a photo of him for you. But yeah, they have wallabies and black wallaroos in Northern Territory, or maybe just in Darwin, I'm not sure. Which is so strange, because I'm so used to seeing like big red kangaroos. Fascinating, isn't it? Fascinating. What else have we got? The cuddle puddle. I love these guys. This is just like, I guess it's like a breeding family of crocodiles, and I really didn't expect them to be so family oriented, or like so like pack animals. The crocodile. I really thought they'd be more solitary animals, but no, I guess they cuddle like this. Probably until they get really big and they start contesting for territory. But isn't that sweet? Okay, so this is towards the end of the zoo tour. And this zoo actually has a river cruise where they do croc jumping. There's very specific places in the Northern Territory where you can go, and you can go on a river cruise and see croc jumping. We didn't know we could do it so close to Darwin, literally in Darwin City. It was like less than 10 minutes drive. And they just have a river out the back, and they just chuck you in a boat and do croc jumping. So we're gonna see some beautiful crocodiles. This is the one that had a big gash. Poor thing. But I forgot to tell, I was gonna ask some questions about how they heal, because like, I don't know, animals are weird and scary. He got leaf on him head. Very important. So many crocodiles just had a leaf on their head. Why were the leaves attracted to the sleeping crocodiles? I will never know. Alright. So, yes. Lots of croc jumping. Sorry, hopefully don't focus too much on the meat stick. If that makes you queasy. But yes, we got to see lots of crocodiles and I got some good photos. And this is enrichment for them, and this is how they get fed. And the zookeeper knew them all by name. And I was like, how? But yeah, there we go. That's a good photo. So yeah, they can jump 100% of their bodies out of the water from standstill. And as you can see, it's coming up to the side of the railing. So that's half of its body has gotten far enough to reach the top of the railing, keeping us safe from the crocodiles. So that means if it wanted to, it could probably get in the boat. They were very specific about saying, make sure you know where you're putting your elbows when you're leaning on the railing and stuff. Crocodiles. Yup. And I'm so surprised my camera got such good photos. I was like, whoa, these are good. Oh. Let me take a quick drink because we are taking a small detour. So I can talk about the bin chickens. So these are, you know what? I don't even know what they're called. Ibises. Ibibs. No. Ibis bird. Do they have a specific name? No, I guess it's just called... Oh, the Australian ibis? The Australian white ibis, colloquially known as the bin chicken, because they love to feed from garbage bins. And they're kind of like... They have the same energy as pigeons in, like, big American cities where people think they're like rats. But look at them with their babies. Can you see the babies? Oh my god. And isn't this weird? They make big nests all connected and they all live as like a family unit. How crazy is that? And look at the babies. Oh my god. So their beaks start out pink when they're babies and then become fully black when they're adults. I did not know that. They're pretty... They do earn their reputation. But speaking of, the one thing I noticed was what they had done to this tree. So this is a tree with green leaves. It's supposed to have green leaves. But as you can see, the entire tree has been painted white. And I've never seen anything like this in my life. And I was like, how did they manage to get the whole tree? It's astounding. And here's a close-up of the babies. Oh, so they're smelly. They probably are smelly. Yeah, but I've never seen something this bad before. But yeah, look at the babies. Okay, I'll give them a chance because they're cute little babies. Look, I love the bin chickens. I love them for what they are. Like I love pigeons. They can be a little bit stinky and gross and yucky. That's okay. I trust them. Okay, here's some more photos when we went and found the bigger crocodiles. Remember, as I said? So that's it coming up to the top of the boat. If it wasn't looking at the chicken, it could easily put its head into the boat. TQ Culture, hello! Thank you! Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're just going over some photos from my trip at the moment. But yeah, look at how they really can get their whole body out of the water. It's crazy. Don't worry about that one. Yeah, don't worry about that one. Free advertisement. And that's another one, and that time you can see his tummy. I love how they really they stick their arms to their sides so tightly. It's very dinosaur coded. How cool is that? But yeah, they're freaking good jumpers. It's kind of scary. And they also, there was one part where half of the boat just went, ooh, because there was nothing in the water. And then 2 seconds later, there was a whole crocodile had just appeared from the darkness of the water and just surfaced. In like a second, there was nothing, and then there was a whole crocodile there. It's so interesting. They really are. That's why no one swims in Darwin. You shouldn't risk it. And that was Sunshine. Sunshine had a little white spot on her nose, and she was hanging out in this area where all of the like pollen had fallen into the water. I just remember that one as being Sunshine because of the white spot on her nose. Cute. And that perfect timing. That I did something. And that was our last like touristy day in Darwin. This is a really good photo of the sunset I got. It was on a very smoky day, so you got to see the colors of the sunset really well. And then the last thing we did was we went to the Botanic Gardens. It was a nice experience, but not like I didn't take a lot of photos. So just pretend after this we went to the Botanic Gardens, and then the last thing we did I forgot about this. So I'm driving through Darwin, and out of the corner of my eye, I see an advertisement. For a like 1800s building called Knight's Folly. Are you kidding me? So it's called the Mud Hut, or it was supposed to be called Aspendale, but it was then called Knight's Folly because it was made by a guy whose last name was Knight, and he went on holiday and then he had faulty electricity and the whole thing burnt down. So that's why they call it Knight's Folly. But yeah, it was just a sign on the side of the road. I couldn't get a photo in time, so I literally went and Googled it so I could get a screenshot of the Wikipedia. Because, are you kidding me? Knight's Folly? That's me! That's crazy. And it was like an 1800s manor by some rich guy made of Egyptian mud bricks, which is why it's called the Mud Hut. There you go. So I didn't get to see it, but it exists. It's out there. All right, and then actually the final thing is that we sat on the beach and we watched the sunset. And I got some good freaking photos, I tell you what. Look at that one. Camels, by the way, they had camel rides. I did not go on a camel, but they did have camels here, so... Pretty proud of this photo. Look how cool. Yeah, so got a photo of the camels. Don't ask me why they have camels in Darwin. I don't know. And there is the sunset. Nice. Nice and beautiful. Beautiful and nice. Nice and beautiful. The camels are vacationing too. Yeah, exactly. And then this is the final sunset photo as it goes down. And yes, people did clap and cheer when it finally passed the horizon. I was like, do you think people are going to cheer? They did. What you don't see is that the whole beach was full of, like, probably the population of Darwin. Which is the thing. Darwin has all of the stuff you need, like Brisbane. But, like, a quarter of the population, so it's so quiet. And there's car parks everywhere. And it's so easy to get around. It's, like I said, it's such a shame because it seems like such a beautiful place to live. But I was there at the start of the cold season, like, you know, just before it got, like, winter is in a couple days. And it was 35 degrees most days. It easily gets up to 40, 45 and in summer, and I just can't do that. So it's such a shame because it would be such a good place to live. But I can't do 45 degrees. I can barely do 30. And with that, she has returned to the prison once more. Thank you very much. That's the end of my slideshow. I hope you guys enjoyed. That was a lot of fun. That was fun to live through that again. She's being propped up currently by a bunch of cheesecakes from a market. Unfortunately, I got so enamored by the fact that it was cheesecakes that I didn't read that it was like raw, like health food sort of stuff. So it was like dairy free and it tasted a lot. It tasted like a full can of coconut milk. And it was like, you know, it was that sort of healthy food that gives other healthy foods a bad name because it doesn't taste very good. And that's it. Yeah, so I think, yeah, I didn't add anything else. That's it. And I think I'm going to finish up stream soon. Let's check the, hold on, I'm opening up my following. Yep, no one's added anything to the birthday stream. That's the birthday channel thing. That's good. If you guys, what an amazing presentation. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you guys actually enjoyed it and it wasn't just like me rambling. Wait, have I fixed it so I can type in Discord? Yeah. If you guys aren't in the Tricksters Discord, you can join the Discord, and Max has just cross-posted all the fan art I got for my birthday into the Trickster fan art channel, but you can also go and see all of my beautiful birthday wishes in my special channel. Yeah, and so I said, and of course, I have to go out now, in half an hour. If you're not in the Trickster Discord, I may be posting something in the Tricksters Discord soon that you might want to see, potentially in the Pets and Critters section of the Discord. So, I gotta go. So thank you guys so much for coming to my quote-unquote birthday stream. So this was day one, by the way. This was day one of the 2-week stream. Let's call it a streamathon, shall we? A streamathon. I'm going to be streaming for the next 2 weeks, raising money for Cure Cancer with creators big and small. Which, do I have a command, Seabass? I do. There you go. If you type in Seabass, and you can type in donate to go to my Tiltify link. So we are raising money for Cure Cancer. So tomorrow I'll be back. I'm leaning towards Tomodachi Life. Would you guys like to see a Tomodachi Life stream tomorrow? Because I miss it. Because I was going to take the Switch, but I could only have 7 kilos of carry-on luggage. And by the time I put in everything that I needed, I was like 9 kilos. So I actually had to take the Switch out. So I've been frothing for Tomodachi Life. So I want to play it, so we might play tomorrow. Yeah. Well, guys, I really appreciate you being here. I hope to see you over the coming days to have some fun games, and I will soon announce what I'm doing this week, because there's let's say 2 games that I haven't announced that I'm doing yet, but I think you guys will find very fun for you, maybe not so much fun for me. You bought Living the Dream last week. Do you love it? Sorry, came on too strong. How is it? Do you think it's a good game? You like it? Excellent. Good to hear it. No worries. I really appreciate you guys being here. Let's go to the end stream. Oh, hello, PNG. Yeah, so we've got some art that we need to do over the next 2 weeks. We got games to play. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be Gresh. We're gonna raid Kaza. Sound good? Kaza is playing One Piece Unlimited Adventure. I don't know what that is. It's a great game. Sounds good. All right, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you tomorrow, probably for Tomodachi Life. And I love you guys, and I missed you guys. I missed you guys a lot. There were like some times when something would happen on my trip, and I'd be like, oh, so-and-so chat member would go wild for this. Literally, I cannot lie. That happened on several occasions. Oh, I forgot to say why. I just realized I got on that tangent about Brad's relatives. Basically, when I was in the war tunnels, they had this war tunnel. Like, they had this tunnel that you couldn't actually enter, but you could look in. And they had, like, a fake skull in there. I don't know if it was fake. I mean, I can't prove it wasn't fake. But I was like, oh, look, it's Brad. Anyway, let's raid Kaza. Enjoy some One Piece. I really need to get back into One Piece. I'm so behind. Oh, also, if you join the Discord, every Wednesday, you can join my Witch Hat Atelier watch along. We're watching 2 episodes this week because I was away last week. But I haven't made the event for it yet, but come watch Witch Hat with me. Please. Please. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for coming. We got a big week ahead of me. Oh, yeah. So the pilk. I'm gonna try my best for the pilk. During the next 2 weeks, but I do have to preface that I did get gluten on my trip, so my tummy's a little upset. So, if the pilk gets too much, we might have to spread it out over once I feel better. I'm not playing Minecraft! Jeez! I gotta delete that. Alright, bye everyone, bye! Bye-bye!